Every stroke of my paddle, every portage, every lake, every campfire, every raindrop brought me to this place. As the sun rises over every path I have known, the morning fog is lifted and I see my way home.
Is it a little cold out?
Yes. The wind came in last night. We were wearing our toques and our fuzzies.
I was the midnight visitor in her sleeping bag.
It wasn't the visitor I was hoping for.
Well, this is where it all started for me as a writer. My mid-20s, I had been writing a local column, nature column, and I wanted more than that. I wanted to write a book. So I came up here to write about Killarney because I loved it at the time, still do. 15 books later, I'm now 50 years old. And where do I keep coming back? Killarney Provincial Park. I love it here. Absolutely love it.
If I had to pick one favorite place in the park, which it's hard, but I'd have to say I love canoeing in Killarney Lake.
Favorite place? I really like O.S.A. Lake.
I definitely have a favorite place. Is a Shigak Lake. Is another name of that lake is a Lost Lake. It's a very, very small one with clean water, nobody around you, it's completely alone. Every time I see the lake, I really want to say, hello, Shigak.
Favorite place? So far I'm going to say Nelly Lake.
Silver Peak. Well, that or the portage from yesterday, but so they're pretty close. Silver Peak because of the view, right? And then the 3,090 meter portage because you finally reached the end of it and you're like, we just did that, right? We just walked up the side of a mountain and then back down again.
I did get married on a big bald pink granite rock in the Fox Islands last year, so that has a special place in my heart.
One of my favorite lakes is A.Y. Jackson Lake, named after the Group of 7 painter.
My favorite place is probably out on Philip Edward Island. There's a higher elevation, probably the highest on the island. And when you're standing up there, it overlooks all the small rock islands in the bay of East de Jardins Bay. So, yeah.
My favorite place would have to include a favorite time because it would be on a small hill called Gulch Hill inside the park in early spring. There's no leaves around and you can see all the way out to Moose Pass, which is the furthest edge of this La Clutch Silhouette Trail. And you can see Killarney Lake, O.S.A. Lake, almost all the lakes in between, just in this nice deep valley, and it's like church.
Lake Topaz. It's a beautiful blue lake, and it's like it takes a really big steep portage to get there, so it's well worth the trip.
I really like Great Mountain and Little Mountain. That's a hard question.
Aren't you going to ask me about Killarney?
Hi, Mr. Birch. What's your favorite part about Killarney?
Well, obviously, the forest.
That's just spoken me out.
Why? You never seen a piece of talking tree before? Killarney is a special place for lots of reasons.
A couple years ago, I was in Killarney in the wintertime, and we went to attempt to go up Silver Peak. Didn't make it, too much snow. Great adventure though, but this is where we camped on the portage into ClearSilver. And we camped out in the swamp. That's what you do in the wintertime because there's lots of area to put a big huge canvas tent with a wood stove and lots of dead wood for burning. It's kind of cool to be in the same spot now and just look at it as a bug infested swamp. A lot easier walking in the summertime than the winter. And that came in perspective today where I was complaining about the portaging, but then recognized this portage. Oh yeah, the last time I was here I was pulling a freight toboggan and really having a hard time. So, pretty easy today.
Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair. Fuzzy Wuzzy wasn't Fuzzy Wuzzy.
So we went up the crack, and it's a great hiking trail just off the canoe route. And from here you can see amazing part of the park. I actually like this area better than Silver Peak, to be quite honest. The scenery is amazing. You've got Killarney Lake and O.S.A. Lake. O.S.A. Lake used to be called Trout Lake. I think it was called Trout Lake back at the time, or Killarney Lake. I'm not too sure. I do know the history of the park started in this area. A.Y. Jackson, one of the group of 7 members, way back in the time. He loved painting this area, and he was hiking or canoeing, portaging, whatever, into O.S.A. Lake, and he met one of the lumber guys from the Spanish Lumber Company, and the guy had said, hey, you know, Jackson, we're going to log in here in a couple of years, and he just went frantic. He said, you can't do that. So he spent a number of years getting all his friends together and political might, I guess, and they stopped it. They did an exchange of land, so the Spanish Lumber Company logged somewhere else, and they protected that lake, which became Ontario Society of Artists Lake, O.S.A. Lake.
A.Y. Jackson was probably the most adventurous of the group of 7. He would take off into the backcountry with all his supplies. These weren't lightweight canoes either, they were heavy canoes, and he wasn't afraid of the challenge of going up and over that next hill, following traditional portages, and then spending days, if not weeks, in the park's interior. Once the artists found this place, there was so much for them to paint, and that's why they spent so many years in Killarney Provincial Park.
Hope you have a good trip.
Thank you.
Well, it's our last night of our 12-day loop around Killarney Provincial Park. The kids, my wife and daughter, and I think the dog, are off playing, pretending we're climbing Silver Peak with the Playmobiles. So anyway, got a fire going, baking some breakfast. We're having muffins. And yeah, it was a really good trip. And there's the Playmobil people right there. Here we are.
I'm only 21. I'm Nancy.
And I'm Bella, and I'm only 10. We just hiked up Silver Peak.
And it was fabulous. Bye.
Bye.
That's what I've been dealing with for 11 days. Where's Green Underpant Man? I don't know. Shake your booty. Shake your booty.
What you gonna do with your big fat butt?
Bubble.
Bubble. Oh, sorry, I have to bake. I gotta go. We're baking. See you later.
You're burning one side.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah.
I think Angel's ready to go.
I think he is. Are you ready to go? I'm excited that we're going home, but I'm also sad that we're gonna end the canoe trip.
And what was it like hanging around your mom and dad for 12 days?
It was fun.
And did you and your mom have a good time?
Yep.
You got along in the front of the boat?
Sorta.
There you go, guys. We're done. What do you think? Oh, thunder and lightning. Maybe we should end the trip. Okay, let's hear it. Hit the, go, gotta get the dog. Hey, Angel!
Angel!
It was a fantastic family canoe trip around Killarney Provincial Park. I don't want the trip to end. Go back to reality. What is reality, right? I wish it was this. I wish reality was just hiking and paddling and experiencing wilderness. That would be a neat reality.
Things on the rock.
Those are baby black fly.
Dive! Dive! Dive!